Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Conversation. So it looks like there has been a case filed in Supreme Court against RBI, and this has been done by one of the Indian exchange. It says Indian exchange takes central bank to the court over the recent ban. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about a new patent which has been won over by Amazon, which will help Amazon to track every user on the Bitcoin. And the last one, we're going to talk about the recent prank by SafeDroid, one of the ICO, which raised about $50 million, and they posted on their website and Twitter account that thank you so much for supporting, thank you so much for giving me all your funds. Now we are gone forever. But again, they said that, oh, it was all prank, we are still very much here, we are still working on the project, and your money is safe. So quite a weird thing to hear into the ICO. But let's start with the Indian exchange. So it says the Kali digital ecosystem, the company behind an upcoming cryptocurrency exchange, CoinRecoil, has appealed to the High Court in Delhi against the recent crackdown on banks providing services to Bitcoin-related companies by Reserve Bank of India. So basically, the recent ban of RBI that they would not support any cryptocurrency exchange, right? And of course, there have been a lot of question mark on the leadership of the RBI team. And of course, all the decision that has been taken by RBI recently, of course, starting from the recent news that the government, RBI is going to print about 500 notes by 5 times almost to solve the cash crunch situation in India. And of course, the people have, is that really the solution? And how long can you keep doing that? Because this will slowly increase the volume, the amount of circulation in the money in general, and thus reducing the value of the money, or the value of INR. So is that the really solution, right? And of course, the recent news from Secretary of Economic Affairs, who said that now we have banned cryptocurrency exchanges. Now people should be trading into cash. That was like on CNBC with in the talk about Shireen Bhan, like inviting everyone to do a cash transaction. So some of the decisions that has been taken by RBI are really questionable. For example, the recent ban as well. For example, the countries like Canada and Australia, I mean, they have considered cryptocurrency and Bitcoin to be the new technology. In fact, they are drawing regulations. And contrary to that, India actually banned or probably stopped the banks to be dealing into cryptocurrency exchanges. Now, as per the news, so I want to relate this to Amazon news. So Amazon has won basically a patent, right, which will help Amazon to identify the users who are using Bitcoin. So how does it work? So basically, they collect the data from the different data points, right? So for example, if somebody has bought Bitcoins from an exchange, so they have done their KYC, so the address can be tracked, so they know who is the user. So let's say somebody bought something on Amazon or maybe any other website. So of course, you have provided your shipping address, right? So there you have a data point to connect the address and who to identify. And of course, there are several data points that you can collect the data from. And at the end of the day, you can present that to the law and enforcement, saying that, okay, these are the users who are using, who bought, right? So basically, the basic feature of Bitcoin, which is basically anonymity, and of course goes for toss. But at the same time, this feature will help to reduce the number of frauds, because once people know that, okay, I can be tracked, they would not try to do any fraud. And this could also be the reason why Amazon filed for a patent for this, is also because they might be planning to introduce the Bitcoin payment system on Amazon.com, one of the most famous shopping portal in the world that exists. So it's a good news for sure. Definitely, this is helping the adoption to grow, right? So it says Amazon wins a patent for data stream to identify Bitcoin users for law and enforcement, right? So they filed this patent back in 2014. So that was about 3 years back. So as you can clearly see, these companies are really advanced. They can actually look into the future. I mean, in the meantime, people were thinking that, oh, maybe Amazon doesn't know the power of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but that's not really true. In fact, they filed for this patent back in 2014. So they have been working over it for the last 3 years, right? And of course, they also booked some domain name as well, like Amazon cryptocurrency, amazonbitcoin.com. So they very well know what this powerful technology is, and that is why they are getting into it. They would not get into it something which is going to temporary, right? So somehow it's a signal that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are here to stay. They are long term, and these are the problem that needs to be solved. And of course, and considering that to the recent ban, so of course one of the data points for to identify users is also the cryptocurrency exchanges, because this is where the KYC happens, right? What if somebody buys into cash? There is no way to track him, right? But if the same person buys from the cryptocurrency exchanges, you has given his KYC, and then you can know, okay, these are the guys who bought the Bitcoin. So that is why it is important. So of course, we'll have to see what really happens now in India. Does the RBI takes their decision back? There are still 3 months notice which has been served. Now the similar thing that happened in Supreme Court of Israel as well. So it was a similar incident that Israeli bank came all together and they said that we are not supporting the cryptocurrency exchanges because of risk, money laundering, whatever. But then again, the same thing happened. It went to the Supreme Court of Israel, and the Supreme Court of Israel says, no, as per the current law, you have to support. And again, in India also, this is as per the current law, it says freedom of occupation. So what does that mean? It says Article 19 of the Constitution of India guarantees citizens rights to carry on any occupation, trade or business. But by preventing exchanges access to banking services, the government is in effect preventing people from engaging in the business of their choices. So which is against according to the law that already exists, because according to the law you got to provide the banking services to each and every businesses. So there is no way that you can ignore the banking services to cryptocurrency exchanges. Of course, the cryptocurrency exchanges did not take this very positively. In fact, they all came together. In fact, of course, there have been so many petitions which have been filed, we support crypto and whatnot. And in fact, these exchanges also went on to say that if we do not have a friendly regulations, then we might be forced to leave India. So definitely interesting to see what really RBI does from here. Do they really change their decision and they start supporting cryptocurrency exchanges? Let me know your thought. What do you think about? Do you think RBI will change their decision? Now, this is very interesting. So this one of the ICO called SaveDroid, right? They raised about 50 millions of US dollar. Day before yesterday, they had a tweet says that over and out, thank you so much all the investors for giving us all your money, and now we are flying, and it's gone, right? And the name of the guy is Dr. Yashit Hanke. He said that over and out, we are gone now. Thank you so much for all your money. We were actually a scam. But later on, he went on to say that, okay, that was just a prank. We are still very much here. We are working on the project. Your money is safe. But of course, there is a lot of criticism in the space that how could you do that? I mean, you are not supposed to play prank with your investors. What if some of your biggest investors would have done, would have got some heart attack or whatnot? I mean, you cannot really do these kind of pranks with your investors saying that, yo, you have lost your money and we thank you so much. That's like really bad. So in my opinion also, they should not have done something like this. This is really a bad signal. So now again, the question is, are people still going to hold on to SaveDroid, or are they going to sell off because they are angry with this prank done by SaveDroid? But what do you think? Do you think it was a very good prank to get the attention, or do you think this was not needed? Let me know your opinion in the comment box below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Give this video a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And also leave your decision about the recent this court news. What do you think? The RBI will take the decision back, or do you think this ban will continue to exist? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.